I suck at Pokemon. Really, I'm not any better than any of the average players. So in order to make myself more on par with the average player, I decided to make my favorite Pokemon, Weedle, just a tiny bit stronger. So how easy is it to beat the post-game Elite Four of Pokémon Fire Red without ever using items in battle, besides Pokeballs that is, while only ever using an overpowered Weedle? Let's find out. To start off, I set my starter Pokemon as Weedle, despite being able to be found as early as Viridian Forest, just to get the satisfaction of beating up my rival. For this challenge, I modified the base game so that Weedle has base stats of 255 in every single one of its stats. I cannot make the base stats higher, so this Weedle is literally as powerful as it could ever dream to be. It also cannot evolve into any other Pokemon, as the evolution to Kakuna at level 7 has been completely removed. With that in mind, I replaced Squirtle as my starter Pokemon because, of course, Bulbasaur, who is a grass poison type, deals super effective damage against a bug poison type. Without ever questioning my stupidity, I picked Weedle and named her Baby Bee, as Weedle is literally a baby bee. Normally, Weedle has 20 HP, but here she has 40. Of course, looking at my move pool, I only have Poison Sting and String Shot. The move pool was left completely unchanged, meaning Weedle cannot ever learn any move and I am stuck with these two moves. After defeating Bulbasaur in only 3 turns, I get a Pokédex and start my Pokemon journey towards Viridian Forest. But not before I fight rival Lack with a level 7 Baby Bee, and without any struggle, I defeat his team. Now in Viridian Forest, I fight Bug Catcher Charlie for some sweet experience, because here's the deal! Bug Catcher Sammy has a level 9 Weedle, and he is a mandatory trainer. Of course, not only my Weedle has a maxed out base stats, every single Weedle has maxed out base stats. Once I start fighting Sammy, the battle starts off very slowly. After a couple turns of using Poison Sting, I realized that I will never be able to defeat him with only Poison Sting, unless I train to something like level 20. So I start spamming String Shot until I lose all of my PP. After some more spamming of Poison Sting, Baby Bee starts struggling and I start dealing more damage. This fight was 8 minutes long. With all of my PP depleted, I heal myself with potions and I fight Brock. This fight is an easy win. Since all the Pokemon have low levels, Baby Bee defeats everything without being pushed much. I avoid healing in a Poké Center in order to keep struggle because there are still a few Weedles to fight, who must all be killed with struggle as it will otherwise take too long. After making my way through Mount Moon, I nearly died due to struggle against a rival fight, but I stomped through with an easy victory. And after a lot of easy fights, I get to Bill's house and I died. I died in a fight that was supposed to be easy. I forgot to heal. Unfortunately, this is a common reoccurrence, and quite frankly, it is embarrassing to die when you have an overpowered Pokemon. Either way, I head to the SSN to get cut and I enter Lieutenant Surge's gym. Entering Engineer Bailey's fight with a single Poison Sting and a crap ton of String Shots. His Voltorb slowly chips away at my health and easily defeats me with nothing I could do about. I decide to skip Surge for now to train my Baby Bee a bit. After accidentally entering a battle I did not want to enter, I slowly damage his Onix with my Poison Sting. I thought this was surely the end of me, but then Poison Sting poisons his Onix and with just the right amount of luck I was able to survive with only 1 HP remaining. Now that I am 2 levels higher and I have struggled, these fights are smooth sailing again. Easily defeating Surge's gym, forgetting to heal and promptly dying to a Weedle, I started my struggle against the same Weedle that killed me and I go through Rock Tunnel with a breeze. When I got to Celadon, I bought 69 lemonades as they are cheaper than buying potions or super potions and more efficient as well. I go through the rocket hideout with relative ease, I turn the ghost into ghost in Pokemon Tower and I catch a baby tummy. So far this game has been very easy, so I added a new rule to the challenge just for the heck of it, considering I must catch 60 Pokemon for the post game. In order to fill my Pokédex I am only ever allowed to catch the first counter evolutions of each Pokemon. This means I am not ever allowed to evolve a Pidgey into a Pidgeotto or catch a Pidgeotto. And what I mean with counter evolution is that I am allowed to catch a Pikachu since Pichu is a Johto Pokemon and not a counter Pokemon. Also, I name every single Pokemon after something baby-like because why not? Going into Fuchsia, I also delete String Shot because it is a move I never use and it only slows me down immensely for getting to struggle. I beat Koga with no problem. I get Surf and Strength, but I realize I cannot use Strength yet, so I go beat Giovanni at Silph Go. I destroy Sabrina's weak Psychic Pokemon. I flatten Erika's Grass Gym like a lawnmower. And I burn the Pokemon Mansion. Now it's time to burn Blaine's Pokemon. This gym leader, however, was the actual start of this quote-unquote challenge. To start off, Intimidate is an ability that reduces the first attack. Of course, my only damaging moves are Poison Sting and Struggle, both of them being physical attacks. That alongside the fact that they deal super effective damage and I deal damage to myself, I have no choice but to die. I cannot win this fight at my current level. Looking back on it, I could have maybe won with Poison Sting, but I trained to become stronger and to get rid of my PP. After my second failed attempt, something quite scary started to dawn on me. Some trainers, like Blaine, actually have a fifth move, and that is using items. This move is so bad that it usually ends up killing me. Every time he heals, I must damage him again, meaning I take more recoil damage to myself. I need to be strong enough to defeat the Pokemon without getting them into a state where they will heal. With that in mind, I train until I get to level 57 and I finally manage to beat Blaine, 10 levels above his strongest Pokemon. I defeat every single Pokemon in the final gym with ease, and I face off against rival Lack. This fight was very easy until I got to the Venusaur. Because of Intimidate, my power was cut back, meaning I deal less damage, and this Venusaur keeps healing using Synthesis. There was absolutely nothing I could do and I died as a result. I need to train again, and while I train, I catch a lot of Pokemon to fill up my Pokédex. At this point of the game, finding baby Pokemon is quite easy. I also include the legendary birds as first comes evolution Pokemon, meaning I catch a baby Zap. After depositing my Pokemon, I went AFK, and quite literally right as I got back, I noticed my 3DS was flashing red, so I tried to quickly save, but it was too late. With this minor setback, I luckily only spent an extra 2 minutes tossing Ultra Balls at Zapdos before catching it again. After some more catching and training, I accidentally entered this battle while at low health. I managed to beat him no problem, but then this other guy immediately fought me too. I was at 27 HP and it was a certainty I will be able to defeat the Machoke if I were to struggle. The problem, however, is that I will die. Therefore my other Pokemon will lead and win the fight. This is supposed to be a solo challenge, so this will break the rules and force a reset. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I decided that in cases like this, where I know I will die thanks to struggle, but I know I will win the fight, I am allowed to use the PokéFlute in order to skip attacking and let the foe Pokemon attack me back, killing me and the rest of my team. If he does use self-destruct, which Machoke cannot learn, I will be forced to reset and catch Zapdos a third time anyway. Luckily I die, so besides loss on money, this is not too big of a deal. The use of PokéFlute is not allowed to wake up your Pokemon, however, of course. Either way, after getting Baby B to level 67, I tried to fight rival Lack again. This time, I actually start with a few Poison Stings of my arsenal. I figured this will reduce recoil damage, which it of course does. I could have started with less Poison Stings as I barely deal any damage to Rhyhorn, but regardless, this time I get to Venusaur of 220 HP. I now also outspeed Venusaur. This allows me to secure a win much more easily. Entering the Elite Four at level 73, I was confident I will be able to make it through first try. I mean, sure, I have a Weedle, but come on, look at the HP, it's huge! I don't think even Chansey has such huge HP at level 100, and I'm a Weedle. This is probably the easiest Pokemon challenge I'll ever do, and yes, Lorelei was the first try with 174 HP remaining. Bruno obviously was 2, so now it's time for Agatha. I forgot to heal, and unsurprisingly this caused me to die. Good job! I decided to fight Lorelei immediately after dying, but with Poison Sting this really isn't a good idea. So between each and every Elite Four attempt I have to train outside to get rid of my PP. This is about 10 minutes between each attempt, it's not fun. On my second attempt I don't forget to heal. This fight was a pretty easy victory, but holy crap, Nightmare does a lot of damage. This did cause me to almost die, but of course I win. Lance's first Pokemon is a Gyarados. He has Intimidate, which my baby of course does not like. Not only that, but he has Dragon Rage. It deals 40 damage per turn no matter what. This move is actually very dangerous because all of his other attacks deal less damage than that. It makes the fight a lot more scary. I managed to defeat his Gyarados and his Dragonite, but I still have 3 Pokemon to go with only 2/5 of my HP remaining. This fight is getting scarier by the minute. I managed to defeat his Aerodactyl very easily, while his Dragonair deals quite a lot of damage. I have 78 HP left, and if this Dragonair uses Dragon Rage, I'd die. But I get a critical hit and win first try. The true challenge lies ahead of me, however. After healing, I started my fight against Champion Lack. His first Pidgeot was almost a one-hit KO, but it wasn't, and he used Feather Dance, which lowers my attack stats by 2 stages. I didn't actually realize this happened, and I just kept spamming Struggle. After 3 turns, I KO his Pidgeot and I KO his Alakazam in 2 turns. With 353 HP remaining, I fight against Arcanine, and holy crap, that is literally no damage at all. Not only that, but he does massive damage against my Baby Bee. This suddenly turns into a confident, easy fight, at least what I thought, into a literal nightmare. I kind of felt hopeless. When I saw the amount of damage, or rather the lack thereof, I felt like I will have to train to level 100 in order to even get a chance against this Arcanine. I sat here for 4 minutes thinking that this challenge is impossible, but eventually I struggled and I killed him with a critical hit. Nice. But despite all of that, Rhydon, who does not know Intimidate, barely gets hurt. This battle is literally hopeless. Unless I keep getting critical hits, I cannot win this. And of course, when I get Rhydon to low HP, he heals. So not only can I not defeat him healing means it deals massive damage to myself. This quote-unquote lack of power means I die in this fight. I need to train. In hindsight, Feather Dance plays a big role, but of course I didn't notice. I only realized this while rewatching the fight. Regardless, I head out to the deepest depths of the Kanto region in order to train as much as I can and of course catch some Pokemon along the way. I first check out one island as there's a specific Pokemon I'd like to catch, that of course being Moltres. This fight is extremely intense with a ton of attack. Nah, I'm just kidding, I used to Master Ball on him. After that I head out to Route 15 in order to catch a Ditto. Though after 40 minutes of searching and defeating Pokemon, I give up and go to the Pokemon Mansion for Ditto. After some more catching and training, I started looking into potential items that could make Poison Sting deal more damage. You could get Poison Barb, yes, but this is locked behind an Arbok that you must catch, therefore this is not possible. But wait, I suddenly realized. There's another item I have completely omitted because I simply thought that it was inaccessible. I didn't realize that I could just, use the item finder to find the leftovers. Realizing this, I head off to the Elite Four immediately, ignoring my plans of getting to level 100 because surely things will get easier now, right? Against Lorelei, earlier I won with 174 HP remaining. This time I only lost 35 HP instead of 300. This makes a massive difference. Sometimes I get all my HP back from Struggle. It's even better when the foe Pokemon is at low health, so I heal pretty much entirely. This is the most overpowered item I could use in this run. Bruno is an easy win, so is Agatha and Lance. Now we're back to Champion Lack. This time he goes for Sand Attack first turn instead of Feather Dance, which means that I deal way more damage. It's annoying to miss attacks, but whatever damage is dealt to me is nothing that leftovers can't fix. Eventually, I do manage to get past the Alakazam and I still barely deal any damage to Arcanine. His Arcanine uses Flamethrower and it actually deals a lot of damage. Not hitting with Struggle is a real struggle. At some point I do hit the Arcanine and against Rhydon I still don't deal that much damage. But it's of course much better thanks to not having to deal with Feather Dance and I kill it relatively quickly. Next up is Venusaur. Not a problem at all. Senses is annoying, that's for sure, but eventually I crit and kill this Venusaur. Last is Gyarados, and I kill it in 3 turns. Congratulations, Baby Bee is in the Hall of Fame. Of course, it's not done. Far from it. I have caught exactly 51 Pokemon out of the 63 Pokemon available. Professor Oak requires you to register 60 Pokemon in the Pokédex in order to upgrade your Pokédex into a national dex, which is what allows you to start the post-game. I spent about 3 hours catching the remaining Pokemon, and I'm sorry, but post-game is completely trivial. I one-shot nearly everything, and every damage I take is healed back through the leftovers. So let's head straight back into the Elite Four. Lorelei, of course, was no issue. Bruno's Hitmonchan, however, has Counter. This move scared me when it first hit me. If Counter is used once more, I am dead. Luckily, none of the other Pokemon know Counter, making this an easy win. Agatha and Lance, unsurprisingly, not a challenge. So, how does the champion do? Well, Heracross was an easy victory. Alakazam was a one-hit KO. Tyranitar, well, he has Sandstream as his ability, which means that his Sandstorm is permanently active. It deals 1/16 of my health, while leftovers heal 1/16 of my health. Sandstream quite literally cancels leftovers. All my recoil damage stops getting healed. At this point, leftovers wasn't a quality of life anymore, it was a necessity. Eventually, my baby bee beats the Tyranitar. Next up, Arcanine. Now, not only is there a Sandstorm killing me, his Arcanine is making me much weaker and he uses Fire-type moves, dealing super effective damage. I could have killed this Arcanine, but of course it heals and unsurprisingly it kills me. I will have to train to level 100. I figured the best way to train is just to go through the Elite Four over and over using Poison Sting. It is a bit slow, but I do manage to defeat Lorelei, and Bruno is no challenge whatsoever thanks to the leftovers. Agatha and Lance, of course, are easy. Back to the champion. Heracross uses Counter. Apparently, he knows Counter as well. This automatically makes the entire fight impossible unless I can somehow stall long enough, which obviously I cannot because all I can do is struggle. Tyranitar was defeated faster, sure, but Arcanine obviously kills me. Third try, I win! Wow, what an easy challenge. A capture card froze during Lance. Basically what happened is that after I finally defeated Tyranitar, this time I actually managed to also defeat his Arcanine. The Sandstorm may rage on, but Venusaur is a really cool dude who uses Sunny Day. This removes the Sandstorm, which makes the rest of the fight, as usual, trivial. My baby bee is officially the champion of Kanto with a time of around 23 hours at level 95. This time is closer to around 17 hours as there was a lot of AFK time, but that is still a lot longer than I would have expected this challenge to take. This challenge was really not much of a challenge at all. In reality, the only fights that caused me trouble were Blaine and the 2 champion fights. But having done this challenge, I can now respect the solo Pokemon runs a lot more. The amount of patience they have is insane. In my life, I have always told myself that patience is key to happiness, but while I can't patiently wait for something to happen in the long run, when it's in a challenge like this where you have to keep going through the Elite Four over and over and over and over just to get a chance at defeating the champion, I can tell that I do not have all that much patience, making this mentally all the more challenging. Genuinely, you guys are all impressive. So in order to challenge my patience, I'm going to try out another challenge. I don't know if I will succeed, but there's only one way to find out. I also spent 2 hours catching Mewtwo. I kind of regret using my Master Ball on Moltres,